Present Toys announced a figure recently. It's a Mad Max figure. And I want to bring it up because this is a really, really well done figure. But I'm just wondering, does it matter now? Because this is Mad Max is a fairly, I guess, fairly old film. I mean, what, it came out like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm trying to think when the Mad Max film came out. It was like
2015, I think.
yeah, so maybe even longer ago. Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah, 2015. You're right, Dean. So even longer than I thought. So 8 years ago, this film came out, and I don't know that it's reached the iconic status of, say, like The Dark Knight, right? The Dark Knight or Terminator, where you look at this and you say, no matter what, again, if you put out an Arnold figure tomorrow, that thing is going to get people's attention and sell, right? I don't know if Mad Max has reached that, but Present Toys, they're doing something really exciting here. And you can get this on kit. I mean, there's other places to get it. $210 shipped, and this is real leather. Real leather. And it has a pretty good head sculpt, I would argue. And it's a pretty good tailoring. That's a pretty good Tom Hardy. It's not the best sculpt I've ever seen, but it's pretty good. And, it's a nice looking figure. So I think there's a lot to like here. Keco, what do you think? Is this Mad Max figure from Present Toys? Is it good but too late? What are your thoughts?
Proportionally wise, I don't even think it's good. I think it looks.
Mm,
I mean, Tom Hardy's a thick guy. I mean, and I think those are pretty scrawny arms for who he is. Sculpt isn't bad. I mean, if you have some of the Toys era Venoms and you want to swap out that for an Eddie Brock, I guess you could. It comes with a lot of cool stuff. I love the opportunity, for the mask, the chain, no real leather. That's awesome. But you had mentioned the iconic feel of something.
right.
Anybody walk in there, they see that character on the shelf. Who is that? Most people won't know. Someone walked in, they see the Joker. Oh, I know who that is. That's the difference, is that you have transcendent figures versus, okay, cool, I like that show. I'd like a representation of it. That's the only difference here. I know there's some people, I mean, because I've looked it up. Mad Max has been around since 1979, almost as old as Star Wars. Crazy to think about, right?
Yeah.
But how many people outside of, some of the memes of that's bait, that type of thing is probably the only thing they know from this. So that's probably it. A lot of cool moments, a lot of cool explosions. Love the cinematography. I mean, you cannot doubt some of the cool like chase action sequences that they did in filming, but a lot of people don't care about that. They care about some deeper things and whether or not it made an impact on their childhood, whatever it may be. All that to say, is it too late? I don't think it's not too late. It's just irrelevant. I think we had that as a conversation last week about something. It's like, is it too late or too irrelevant? I think that's what it is irrelevant to me. I mean, there's some
Mm.
people out there that may be like, oh, damn, no, Mad Max. There's no way I'm going to miss on that. Not for me, but that's my opinion.
Right. And that's understandable because the film Keco is an absolute banger. It won a ton of Academy Awards. Like you said, the cinematography, the music, the action set pieces. This is an incredible film. But is it iconic right now? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that. But I loved it. I thought it was an absolutely amazing film. I own it on Blu-ray. And I think the figure is actually pretty good. I understand what you're talking about with the proportions, though. But overall, I think this is a pretty solid looking figure. If maybe I've come around the idea if you pose him the right way, you can kind of get over any sort of flaws. Like even this looks good, right? So, yeah, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
I
What do you
think
think,
if you
Dean?
made him any bulkier, the real leather would really hinder any kind of like
Mm,
semblance of
That's
a
fair.
usable figure. I don't really know how real leather works at this scale. We've really yet to see it.
I know. I don't either.
yeah, right.
So I bet they probably had to make him pretty scrawny to. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, this is not the first Tom Hardy figure we've seen from this movie. VTS made it years ago, which I believe it had the same exact name. Am I crazy?
Maybe. I don't know. I have to look it up.
Yeah, here it
Wasteland
is.
Ranger.
Yeah, Wasteland Ranger had the exact same name. And that figure goes for pretty crazy money, up in the threes, almost fours sometimes, depending on the day. So there's clearly a market for this figure, for this character. Man, I had the chance to buy one time, like dirt cheap, and I didn't do it, and I've regretted it. So I may pick this up because I do really love that movie. I think that movie is fantastic. Furiosa, dude, fucking badass. What is the bad guy's name in that movie? It's so cool.
Oh, a Morton Joe.
Yeah. There's a figure of him now too. So that's cool. I don't really remember who makes that, but like if you wanted a Mad Max shelf, you could easily do it now. So yeah, I think there's kind of a resurgence of this movie coming back. I think you're right. I don't think it's anywhere close to The Dark Knight or even the original Mad Max, but I think, in several years, this has the possibility of being one of those movies. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just something to consider. And,
Yeah.
it's not super expensive, so it's not breaking the bank.
No.
You
But it just there's a lot of good options out there right now, Dean. It's tough. It's
You're not
tough
wrong.
because there's a lot of good shit. So,
Yeah.
guys, let us know in the comments below